Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, RAF chapped over P-40 Kittyhawk restoration. Shuster will not seek re-election in 2018. Mike Heuer to resign IAC presidency. Hello, I'm Laura Hutson. It's January 5th, and this is Airborne Unlimited. The restoration of an RAF P-40 Kittyhawk that was found in the African desert is causing a great deal of consternation among aviation historians. But there is apparently nothing that can be done. The airplane was found in May 2012 by Polish oil company worker Jacob Perka. He came across the airplane, which had been crash-landed some 70 years earlier. It was considered to be in time capsule condition. Along with the airplane, a crude shelter made of the pilot's parachute was discovered at the site, suggesting that the flight sergeant Dennis Copping had survived the accident but later died of exposure in the desert. His body was never found. The airplane was restored and put on display at El Alamein Military Museum, southwest of Alexandria, but the restoration is described as truly awful and unsympathetic to Sergeant Copping. It has been painted partially in yellow called garish and now sports shark's teeth on the engine cowling. While some P-40s were painted in such a way, this one was not. Andy Saunders, editor of Britain at War magazine, said that the airplane should have been left in the condition in which it was found. There is no mention of Dennis Copping on display with the airplane. After the break, FAA Overflight fee program needs review.
Since 2001, MGL Avionics has produced avionics for experimental and light sport aircraft. The flagship product is the IEFIS, a comprehensive next-generation flight, engine, and navigation instrument designed to meet the demands of the modern pilot. See more at www.mglavionics.com.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, Airborne Unmanned, the AMA Drone Report, our website or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The Federal Aviation Reauthorization Act of 1996 gave the FAA authority to charge overflight fees to most aircraft operators that fly in U.S.-controlled airspace but do not depart or land in the United States. However, several airlines and air transport associations have sued the agency, stating that it lacked a reliable methodology for determining overflight fees, and the courts frequently overturned FAA's practices. The DOT Inspector General looked into the program and found that while the 2001 Aviation and Transportation Security Act states must be reasonably related to FAA's cost for providing overflight services, and the agency's determination of those costs is not subject to judicial review. The FAA has released a safety alert for operators to warn pilots of high-risk Category A or B runway incursions and potential collisions in the first two-thirds of an active runway. A Category A runway incursion is a serious incident in which a collision is narrowly avoided. A Category B runway incursion is an incident in which separation decreases and there is a significant potential for collision, which may result in a time-critical corrective or evasive response to avoid a collision. On July 1, 2018, USAIG will mark 90 years as a leading provider of insurance to the aviation and aerospace industries. In 1928, two World War I aviators, Reed M. Chambers and David C. Beebe, saw the need for an insurance company that truly understood aviation. In July of that year, they founded the United States Aircraft Insurance Group and United States Aviation Underwriters Incorporated, the management company that supplies underwriting claims and administrative services for USAIG. Italian aircraft manufacturer Piaggio Aerospace recently approved a new 5-year industrial plan designed to secure the long-term financial and operational stability of the business. The plan, which is supported by the shareholder as well as key stakeholders, including the Italian government and the Italian Air Force, is built around multiple strategic pillars, including a $270 million cash injection by the shareholder to support Piaggio Aerospace's financial needs, and a total bank debt repurchase and conversion to equity by the shareholder in support of Piaggio's aerospace balance sheet. Well, that's it for today's Ship Around the Patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. No friend of the private aviation world, U.S. Representative Bill Shuster, chairman of the U.S. House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, has decided to not seek re-election to the seat in Congress as his term as chairman comes to a close. We are as yet unsure what effect this will have on his aggressive push for ATC privatization. As we say goodbye to 2017 and greet 2018 with hope and optimism, I want to thank people of the 9th Congressional District for their support and wish everyone a happy and prosperous 2018, Shuster said in a statement posted on his congressional website. It has been one of my life's greatest honors to serve and represent the citizens of the 9th District for 17 years. It has also been a tremendous privilege to have been selected by my congressional colleagues to be chairman of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee for the last 5 years. I am proud of the legislation the committee has passed into law, most with bipartisan votes. This is my final year as chairman, and we have much still to do. After these messages, Mike Heuer to resign IAC presidency.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. Citing personal health issues, IAC President Mike Heuer has announced he plans to step down from the IAC presidency no later than March 19, 2017. Mike has served as IAC president since the summer of 2014 and was also the club's leader from 1981 till 1990. He has served in virtually all IAC officer and director positions since the club was founded in 1970 and carries IAC membership number 4. His father, Bob Heuer, was the first president of the organization, and Mike has devoted much of his adult life to volunteer positions within the organization. Mike plans to continue his work as IAC's historian, the USA's delegate to CIVA, and will work with John Smutney, contest director for the 2018 U.S. National Aerobatic Championships in Oshkosh, as his assistant contest director. He will also continue writing for Sport Aerobatics magazine, IAC's flagship publication. The board of directors will select an acting president to serve out the rest of Mike's term when it meets in Oshkosh on March 17 through 18, 2018. But we think the successor is going to have some big shoes to fill. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is currently on our winter schedule and is streamed Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, alternating with Airborne Unmanned on Tuesday and the AMA Drone Report each Thursday. Additional breaking news bulletins may be posted for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Have a great weekend and see you Monday.